Hey toy friends! So, welcome to the long-awaited, long overdue doll room tour. So, I will give you a kind of idea of what the room looks like. I've been holding off for a while because I'm still trying to figure some things out, as you will see up in a few minutes. But if I keep holding off, you'll never see my doll room. So I'm just going to give you as it is in the moment, and just know that things will probably change. I'm still not finished with certain things. There are empty shelves and blah, blah, blah. So just keep that in mind, but I will show you what I have on my shelves right now. So we're actually going to start with the toys first, and we're actually in my living room. So I have a little display here where I swap out dolls, toys, whatever on this shelf here. So right now I have my whole She-Ra collection out here from the 80s, the She-Ra action figures. So these are the ones that I have currently. I do need to accessorize a lot of these. Some of these are complete, but there are some that are missing parts and pieces. And I have about, I think, 4 or 5 more She-Ra figures that I need. So I'm hoping to finish that collection at some point, maybe this year. I don't know. I also decided, I think I talked about this in one of my other videos, but I think I'm going to not pick up incomplete She-Ra figures because it's kind of hard to find pieces like accessories or weapons and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I'm really excited to have this many She-Ra figures. After the She-Ra figures, I would love to get Claudine, who is Catra's cat, ride or die, and a few other things. Maybe the castle, maybe the crystal castle. That would be amazing. So yeah, I'm really happy with my She-Ra collection. So let's head on over to the room and we'll get started. All right, we are back in the room. I also want to apologize for any shakiness that might happen here. I'm going to try to keep the camera as still as possible, but I know there will be some shakiness here and there, and I will do my best to make it not noticeable. So anyway, here is my Orko shelf. I love Orko. Orko is from Masters of the Universe. He is kind of like He-Man's magician sidekick. Yeah, I don't know. I really relate to Orko, and I love the aesthetic of Orko. So I have all of his official figures, and you can see them back there. And I do have some collector figures, like this is one I recently got from Mondo. And then this is also Mondo. There's a little puppet back there. So yeah, anything Orko, I am all about. And then below that, we have my He-Man shelf, which I honestly don't know why I started collecting He-Man figures, but here we are. I'm not as excited about He-Man as Orko, but He-Man is obviously the star of the show, so yeah, I have some like vintage He-Man, some newer He-Man on this shelf. And then down here we have some baddies. So these are, again, another mix of new and vintage. Buzz-Off isn't a baddie back there, but he's a good guy. I didn't have room for him on the top shelf. And then I have a bunch of Skeletor, because I think Skeletor is also an amazing character. And then this shelf down here is kind of a weird one because you only get so many shelving racks with these units. So I think I was thinking, oh, well, this is going to be my action figure rack, so let me make them smaller. But then I ran out of shelving down here. So I have this awkward, very large space with these small figures. So I need to get some risers. to put in here so I can get some more stuff in here. This is where those She-Ra figures were living. So obviously have limited space, so I need to figure out how to display all of them. So that's that. And then below that is some toy storage. So nothing super exciting down there. And then the next shelf over is this top shelf. We have some Calico Critters. I love Calico Critters. I think they're so adorable. I never had any as a kid, but I've kind of fallen in love with them as an adult. And these are the newer ones that I own, and I think these are the ones that I really like. I do like some vintage ones, and I need to make a list actually of the ones that I really want. But yeah, I think out of these, I think the Huskies are so cute. I have so many of the Husky family, and then also the Hedgehog, the Pickleweeds, I think is their name. So cute. Then I have a little house on the left there, and the haunted house. So also, I mean, this is also a display that I'm like, I don't know if I like the way this is displayed, but it'll do for now. And then yes, I do randomly have some Simpsons here because I haven't figured out where to put them yet. And then if we move down to this shelf, this is kind of it's mostly like a fast food shelf. I love the McNugget toys from McDonald's. Most of the ones on the shelving there are vintage, and obviously they're all Halloween themed. I love Halloween toys in general. And then this cowboy nugget is so good. I recently got these Fry Guys at the Chicago Toy Show. These things in the back are called germs. They're from the 80s, and I definitely had these as a kid, and I recently repurchased each and every one of them, so really excited to have all of those. Also, I do have Funkos. I don't collect Funkos in general, but the only Funkos I do collect are the food ones. So I recently got this Pop-Tart one, there's a Twinkie one. I actually have two Twinkies. There's a Reese's Cup, Mary McCheese back there, Captain Crunch. So anything like food related, I am all about. This Ding Dong, so good. And then this shelf, I guess we could call like the 80s shelf. I have a bunch of ponies in the back there, thanks to Mr. Chad Marvelous. I have a bunch of Grumpy Bear, because he's my favorite Care Bear. And then some random Strawberry Shortcake and Rainbow Bright. And then here's another kind of hodgepodge shelf of toys. Nothing, it really is a hodgepodge. So we have some Transformers. Soundwave is my favorite. I think it's Soundwave, right? With the cassette. I loved, as a kid, I definitely had this Transformer, and his chest opens up and you can it turns into a cassette, the robot inside of it. It's really awesome. You should look it up. And then, yeah, just like random things. Most of these are like newer toys, but like Garbage Pail Kids, I loved Garbage Pail Kids when I was younger. I had such a giant collection of cards, and I'm bummed that I don't have them anymore, but you know. All right, now on to the dolls. So I will also say, I forgot to say in the beginning, there is no rhyme or reason. Some of the shelving, there is no rhyme or reason to how I have it organized. Some of these shelves are organized, some aren't. These shoe rack doors are definitely not organized in any way. I just kind of put Kens that have clothes on these. So yeah, so these are the Kens, or they're not all Kens, but they are all boy dolls. And then on the other side of this door, we have Disney dolls. I can't open the door right now, but trust me, there are some Disney dolls. There aren't a ton of dolls, but yeah, I do have some. And then if we move to the wall, we have the Barbie movie Kens up top there, and then below them we have the shaving Kens. And then here are some empty spots that I'm working on. So these are customs. So the top row are customs that people have given me or made for me. And then the ones below that are ones that I have made so far. I don't know if I'm going to keep it like this. I haven't decided what else is going to go on these shelves because I don't like empty shelves, so I need to figure that out. And then here we have my small Tassa collection, minus the ghost, and I'll show you that in a second. And also, I do have some more Tassas that I'll be putting up onto the channel very soon. And here we have another shelving unit. So on the top here, we have a very disorganized shelf. This is one of the shelves that I'm working on. This is a shelf that I want to put a like diorama or something where I pose dolls seasonally. So I need to get some furniture first. So I'm gonna look into maybe getting like some couches or maybe like a picnic bench or something. Something that I don't have to worry about changing every season. So that's kind of what is happening here. I've also just been putting dolls that I've been recently getting onto the shelf. So it looks a little chaotic now, but when it's done, it's gonna look amazing. And then this shelf down here is my small doll shelf, I guess you want to call that. So we have the tweens on the left here, which I love the tweens so much. I love how detailed they are, and I think it's how small and detailed they are. That is what makes me love them so much. We have some little kittles. We have a Blythe doll. We have a bunch of Barbie minis and the Barbie Land sets. And then we have the Ken Casa Mojo Dojo House? Is that it? I always forget how to say it. Oh no, it's Mojo Dojo Casa House. I'm reading the thing right there. Anyway, we have some Barbie minis. We have Mork from Mork and Mindy. So here is definitely a random shelf that needs some help, but I will show you what I have on the shelf right now. So there you go. And then we also have my Lafufu, which I got in Chinatown, and an adorable bag charm that I got at C2E2. I love that I can like cross his eyes. His eyes actually move, so it's pretty cool. And then this wall is a wall of Barbies. So on the top here, this is another one of those like jumbled shelves. No rhyme or reason. Yeah, lots of celebrity dolls up there. And then this shelf is the Barbie Rewind shelf. I do have all of them. And then I have a couple of Dream Besties. And then, of course, She-Ra is there, because why not? She will be moved eventually to the She-Ra area whenever that gets situated. And then below that, we have another random smattering of dolls. And I don't want to forget these little people. I was into the tiny dolls. I mean, I'm still into like small dolls, but I was buying these. I remember buying these pretty much at the same time or around the same time, but these are just tiny fashion dolls and they're great. So this is Glamour Gals. This is 18 Friends. This is my boy doll. And then the Pretty Gals. I just love the gold outfit. All right, and now we've reached the Monster High section. So I have some floating shelves, and I'll go over that first. So up top we have a Real Drama Draculaura, and then below that we have my Skeletor dolls. And then below that, we have, these are the only G3 girl dolls that I have. So I will say that I have been downsizing, and a lot of what I downsized has been Monster High, because when I first started collecting, I kind of went ham on buying G1 Monster High. So I kind of went through and was like, okay, which ones make me really happy? So you'll see that my Monster High collection, if you look at my first doll room tour video compared to this one, you'll see the difference for sure with Monster High specifically. All right, so next shelf, we have some Mansters. So I do have at least every character represented from G1. So some of them more expensive than others, for sure. And then this next shelf is more G1 plus the 3 G3 Mansters. So we have Deuce, Heath, and Claude in the front there. And then these like minis. I don't know. I recently discovered that these existed. If anyone knows if they made any other Mansters in this style, I would love to know. So if we move down to this shelf, this is my last Monster High shelf, and these are the only G1 ghouls that I have left. A lot of these are reproductions. So on the right, we have the Haunted Gals, we have the Werecat twins, and then the original reproductions. And Widona, I believe her name is, in the back, the spider character. And Iris is back there, you can't really see her. And Spectra is also back there, kind of hiding behind everyone else. This shelf is, it's kind of a half and half. So on the left side, we have Rainbow High and OMG. There's an OMG Cleopatra back there. And then on the right are my vintage Barbies. So we have Jewel Hair Mermaid Barbie, Astronaut Barbie. There is a Earring Magic Teresa back there. I forget the name of the one in the corner there, but I love her hair. I think her hair is amazing. And then Peaches and Cream, which is probably my favorite vintage Barbie. These are not, this is not the wow, words. This is not the Peaches and Cream Barbie, but it is part of her outfit. So when I saw that they were coming out with the reproduction, I got very excited because I was like, yes, finally I can have like a proper Peaches and Cream. Also with the Astronaut Barbie, that is not the Astronaut Barbie, but I do have her outfit, so yeah. And then we move down to another like miscellaneous shelf. So this is where, yeah, these are just like one-offs basically. I have a couple gem dolls in the corner there. I do have a bunch of undressed gem dolls that I have in storage that I need outfits for, so I would have more down here, but until I get those. There is a Leggy in the front there on the left. And then there's a Brooke Shields, a Naturalista, a Sailor Moon, a She-Ra. I forget who that is in the back. Is that a Cindy? I don't know if that's a Cindy. And then a Spectra with the pink hair and her pet. And then an OMG. I think this is Skater Cutie. Is that her name? Skater Cutie? I love her outfit. I think she is so adorable. I'm kind of hunching over a table, so that's why the angles are kind of weird. But yeah, so this is my Bratz Girls shelf, which I never thought I would have a Bratz Girls shelf, but here we are. So my favorite Bratz Girl character is Felicia. I fell in love with the Holiday Felicia. Her hair is so floofy and so soft, and it is amazing. So I have the Campfire Felicia reproduction, the Malala Felicia, the baby Felicia, the mini Felicia down there. And then there is the, I don't know if that's Roxy or Nevra. I always forget their name. And she's one of the Pride dolls. And then the bald Bratz. And then in Always, Brat's Jade in the corner. And then the last shelf down here, it's a really awkward angle, but we have a Gorgeous Creatures on the right, a Cookie Box character, a Gem book, a Sissy Barbie book, which is in Italian, and Sissy Barbie is an actual Barbie. And then on the left is a paper doll that was gifted to me, which I adore. And then there's also a Barbie and the Rockers cassette tape. All right, so now we're on to the meat and potatoes. So this is stuff that you see in a lot of my videos. This is basically my background. So yeah, here we go. So this one shelf has my boxed dolls. I'm typically an out-of-box collector, but some dolls I will keep in box if I like the design or if I paid a lot of money for them. So that's kind of the situation up here. And then if we move down, we have a bunch of vintage Kens. I think I originally organized this to be like vintage to like 90s, and it kind of is, but it's not in the order that I initially had it, so they're kind of like everywhere at this point. But this is my collection. Also these Lika or Takara boy dolls I'm recently getting into, so I'm hoping to add some more to my collection. I think I have like 3 or 4 at this point. So, oh, this guy, I love this so much. This is an ornament, a Ken ornament. I found this on eBay, and we put it on our tree every year. And I just love that he's like a tiny, tiny Ken with an actual like shirt. All right, and then we have this shelf. Again, another hodgepodge of stuff. So here we have kind of like fantasy rooted long hair Kens, because I love a long-haired rooted Ken. And then yeah, we just kind of, this middle section is very, very much a hodgepodge. There's no real rhyme or reason. And then on the right here, we have some, I guess, dandies on the back. So on the left is an Integrity doll that I don't think I've done a review on him on the channel, because I feel like I got him before I started my YouTube channel. And then on the right is Trent Osborne, who is a Jean Marshall doll. He is 16 inches, so he's definitely my biggest doll. And then these handsome limited edition Disney dolls. I'm also not a Disney doll collector, but I saw these and I was like, yes, please. And then a random Allen doll, because, you know, why not? And then this shelf, again, kind of random, kind of sparse. Haven't really decided what I'm doing with it yet, but on the left here, we have one of my favorite head sculpts, the 2 blondes. You cannot get here in the US, unfortunately. The one on the left is from the Rebelde. He is the brunette version of the sculpt. I would love more of these if I could get my hands on these. And then we have the Tate head sculpts. So these are the 4 dolls with the Tate head sculpt. The red head is definitely my favorite. And then on the end here, we have our anatomically correct dolls. Not all of them, most of them. In the back there, you can see Tom of Finland kind of being a creep in the corner there, and I have him back there because I cannot show him on YouTube, so that's why he's in the corner back there, being blocked by my Billy dolls. So I have 2 Billy dolls, and then this like Harley Davidson Ken. I just thought he kind of fit in with the Billy dolls because he's got leather on, so that's kind of why he's down there. And then down here we have our Rainbow High, Shadow High, OMG, and Bratz. So these guys have been down here for a while. I was thinking about maybe moving them up somewhere, but I don't know. I think for now they're gonna live down here. And then if we move over to the wall, I have some fashion packs. So up here on this shelf, we have the Pet Show fashions, which I adore because I think it's so funny that they include the pet with the fashions, although the pets they're smashed in these packages, which makes it extra funny. And I love the packaging on these. I think it's so good. And I've moved down. We have some vintage packaging. This is my favorite vintage Ken packaging. I love the artwork of Barbie and Ken in the corner there. I love the outfit on the left. It's very of the time. And then the underwear outfit on the right is just so, it's iconic. It's great. And then we have some more fashions. These are from the 80s, I believe. And then we have Dance and Deb, of course. One of y'all sent that to me, so thank you for that. I love Dance and Deb. And then some more clone dolls, some superstars, and then Casual Calvin, who is a Bratz clone, obviously. And then this Golden Girl should not probably be over here. It should probably be with the Shiros. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is this other shoe rack. So this is the complimentary shoe rack to the other one that, again, has just like random dolls on it. So no rhyme or reason. Although these are all of my Mycene boy dolls that are clothed anyway. So yeah, that was my doll tour. It's not a complete doll tour, but it's mostly what I have. I think it's interesting that I am a male doll collector, and I would say most of the stuff that I have is male dolls, but I do have a pretty decent sized collection of female dolls, girl dolls. So I always think it's interesting when I'm like actually like looking at everything that I have. It's like, oh yeah, I do have a sizable amount, and I don't know. I kind of forget because I'm always like in the boy doll mode of thinking, and I forget what I have sometimes. And then I look at the stuff that I have, like, oh yeah, I really do enjoy that. But anyway, so yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think of the dolls that I have. And if there's anything that you saw that you want me to do a more in-depth kind of like look at, or if you want to see like a dedicated video for, it could be the toys or the dolls, let me know in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. If you haven't already, please remember to subscribe. And I hope you're having a lovely whenever you're watching this, and I will catch you next time.